Saturday night. The games will be the game between Oak Ridge and Clinton.
Good evening. Welcome to Bearden High School, home of the Bearden Bulldogs and the host of this year's District 4 AAA tournament. I'm Stan Painter alongside Tyler Graves and Richard Turner as well here. Glad you joined us here tonight as this consolation game between the Farragut Admirals and William Blount. Tyler, bring you in. This is a third-place game, consolation game, but it also has region seedings bearing.
And number 22, a senior, Tanner Pratt.
This game,
William Blount, coached by Kevin Wendell,
which will be played later on tonight across town, and so those games will be matched up on Saturday night. And of course, the loser of this game will play the winner of that particular game. The starting lineups are being introduced for William Blount. They'll go with their basic set: Cameron George, Isaiah Pratt, Tanner Pratt, Caleb Linkenfelter, Trey Clemmer, and
Farragut is coached by Don Higgins, assisted by Josh Gregory.
Cole Gibson,
on the scoreboard,
I believe, is the fifth starter we've been going with.
Farragut will be the home
William Blount will be in your orange, Farragut, of course, in the white. And we're about set to go.
Stan, last time these two teams played was over at William Blount. William Blount 172-62.
That is correct, Tyler. They split as they avenged the earlier loss. They avenged the earlier loss before Christmas as Farragut won that matchup over just down the road from where we're at here at Bearden High School. So about set to go. Doug Seals will tip it up, veteran official. Cameron George and Pat will tip it up for Farragut. William Blount controls the opening tip. Ball goes into the post area. Pratt's turnaround jumper is no good. Out of bounds, they say, touched last by William Blount. So Farragut will get the possession. And driving to the lane and actually making the pass in there, then a little hook shot. Put back up, and Cameron George deflects that back out. That was Guerin that got into the lane. Pratt's thought about a three. Passed around there. And George is going to set it back up for William Blount.
So they're already doing something tonight a little different than they did against Bearden. They're actually starting that slower roll around the court there.
Yeah.
It was fast-paced against Bearden the other night from the outset.
As Pratt drives the baseline and lays it off the glass good and gets the first points of the game. So 2-0 there. Very, as Richard said, very methodic their offense, but got the job done. That should have been a dead ball as that hit the guide wire, but William Blount actually gets it anyway.
So Stan, just real quickly, that sometimes it looks like it hits that wire, but it's not actually hitting it. We dealt with that last game.
His turnaround jumper is good inside by Clemmer, and it's 4-0 Blount. So really a quick start for the Governors. So I stand corrected then. Isaiah Smith with the miss for Farragut on that last one. But this time to the rack, lay it up, lay it in for Mayfield to get the Admirals in the scorebook. So 4-2 your score. Of course, Farragut was the 5th seed. They had an upset to get into this, and then William Blount the 6th seed. As Cameron George with a step back three drains it. Blount's out to a 7-2 lead early.
Another thing I'm hoping for tonight is just to actually hit free throws.
Guerin makes the turnover right there, and here comes William Blount back for it. And Pratt's thought about teeing up a three, instead penetrates, gets it to Clemmer. Clemmer goes up, no good. Battle for on the board, and then there's a foul called. We'll see which way it is. I believe it's going to go against the Governors. It will go against Caleb Linkenfelter.
Caleb Linkenfelter,
His first, team's first.
Yeah, Stan, the other night what killed us was turnovers and free throws.
Well, that will kill you every time, especially the turnovers. But you got to convert free throws, especially in district play. Looked like Mayfield might have got away at the walk there, but instead gets it to Guerin on the baseline, who lays it up and in.
basket, Robbie Guerin.
7-4, your new score. As Clemmer catches it, gives it to Cole Gibson. Gibson wants to penetrate, instead gives over to George. George thought about penetrating, then pulls it back out. Now he's going to pull up and shoot another three ball. This time it's short, and it goes out of bounds with nobody touching it, so that will go over to the Admirals.
Looked like Clemmer was pushed underneath.
Yeah, or held or something. It's actually, he's saying push. You're right. But to no avail from the official on the baseline. Mayfield's going to take a long three himself. That shot's no good. Good box out in there by Linkenfelter. And Blount wants to run now a little bit, pick up the pace as Gibson penetrates in, kicks it back out to Pratt. Pratt's not looking for his shot, it seems like, right there from the top. And Blount's going to set it up at this point and get into their offense. So they were in the secondary break, didn't get a look. Gets it over as Linkenfelter's penetrates. Here comes Pratt's once again. Gives off to George. George back to Pratt's. Little two-man game going. And Blount being very patient. Farragut fans are clapping, saying good defense. As into the lane, there's a kick to Linkenfelter from a three ball, no good. Rebound.
They got their shot
by Mayfield's.
Yeah, I know it's a miss there, Stan, but I love how we didn't force anything there on offense.
Lay it up and in, that time by number 11, Pack, and pulls Farragut to within one. 7-6 your score. Here comes Pratt's teeing up a long three, and he drains it. So Pratt's
three-point basket, Tanner Pratt.
makes it a 10-6 lead for William Blount. And Farragut wants to answer. Shot no good, but following his rebound was Van Aker, and then it's thrown away, but Mayfield re-steals it, gets to the baseline, over to Van Aker. Van Aker lays it up and in. Too much penetration. Now the pace is picked up at 2:30 to go in the opening period.
Basket, Caleb Van Aker.
But William Blount, Linkenfelter,
Basket, Caleb Linkenfelter.
comes back to score to make it 12-8. And Mayfield wants to return the favor. Instead goes over to Smith. Smith, all-district regular season player, penetrates in, does not get the shot, but draws the foul against Cole Gibson.
Cole Gibson, his first, team's second.
Cole's first, team's second.
Isaiah Smith to shoot two. In for William Blount, number 11, Marshall Hoover.
Smith's first toss is good, second toss is no good. And Blount will board it with a 12-9 lead here in the opening 6 minutes of consolation game for District 4 AAA. We're following this game will be the championship game. We will not have that live, but Maryville and Bearden will be playing in that game. Should start around 7:30. Blount being very patient. George gets to the rack. Can't get it to go, but he draws the foul. So it's going to send, and that's on Guerin, his first. Only the first whistle gets Farragut. But that will send Cam George to the line for two tosses.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from us on offense so far tonight. A lot better than what we were doing against Bearden.
as Cameron makes both free tosses. Extends Blount's lead out to 5 in the final minute 40 to go here. Here comes the All-District Isaiah Smith, shot no good. As he falls down, no foul called, and George skies for the rebound for Blount. Marshall Cooper has checked in for Blount. Look to penetrate on the baseline. They have to kick it back out with a minute 10 to go here in the opening period. Blount being very methodic and deliberate on offense if they don't get the secondary break. George is going to turn around jumper on the baseline. Fall away, no good. Tipped out of bounds by William Blount. So 57.8, the possession arrow, or excuse me, the possession will go to the Admirals. As Tyler said earlier, William Blount won the most recent matchup. Farragut won the first matchup. As Guerin drives in, kicks it over to Van Aker. Van Aker with the three-point shot is good.
Farragut can shoot the 3-ball.
Three-ball basket, Caleb Van Aker.
That's their first one of the night. And Blount's right there rattles out. Pratt's shot looked to be on line, but just rimmed out instead. Instead, Guerin's going to get a foul called on the floor with 18.1 to go, so it'll be Farragut's basketball.
I was watching them in warm-ups, and I was pretty surprised they were
Gibson picked up his second personal foul, so he's going out. Only 3 whistled against the Governors.
And that's going to hurt.
And it looks like Farragut will hold for 1 with 10 seconds to go here. So they're going to try to get into their offense as Neal is now in the game. He gives over to the cutting. Guerin, offensive foul. Good job right there by Trey Clemmer to be in there to take the charge. Guerin picks up his second personal foul.
Foul on Robbie Guerin, his second.
Team second, but Robbie Guerin's second as well. Blount will get the last shot. It comes into George. Shot is no good, and the first period comes to close. So a tight one here, but Blount wins the first period. They lead 14-12. We'll take a short break. Second period action here at Bearden High School, where Farragut will get the ball to start the quarter. They trail William Blount 14-12. Good quarter for the Governors. And Guerin's going to stay in the game with 2 personal fouls. There's a walk, didn't call it by Van Aker. Instead, getting to the rack was Pack. Shot no good, but kicked back out, and it goes to Neal. He makes his first basket and ties the game at 14.
Ryan Neal for 2.
So Blount will come into front court. They lob it inside to Pratt. Pratt goes up, draws the foul. He'll get 2 tosses this time. as Pack picks up the foul. His first, team's third. As I said, 2 shots coming here for Pratt's. And he rolls the first one in.
That was something missing from our offense the other night. Stan was Tanner did not play well on offense. Me and Robbie think that he was pressing a little too much.
Oh, goodness. So, for some reason, sorry, folks, but for some reason we're delayed on the NFHS network. So, if you're just now getting it, it's a button. They changed a button out on us, and I just figured it out. So, we'll upload the whole game after this game, so you get the first quarter if you missed it.
And Farragut takes their first lead, I believe, 17-15, a 3 that time by Neal. And then there's a turnover by William Blount. And here comes Farragut in front court wanting to run. There's going to be Neal spotting up for another 3, and he drains it. So Neal has come in here and has 8 quick points here in the second period. And Farragut all of a sudden leads 20-15. An 8-0 run by Ryan Neal, excuse me. But Cameron George gets the teardrop right there to roll in. To cut the 8-0 run. 2017, your new score. Blount trails by 3. Smith gives to Neal. Neal, this time he's going to pull up and shoot from about 12 feet, and he drains that one. So Ryan Neal with 10 quick points here in 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes here in the second period. All of the Farragut scoring in the second period. George gives it in the corner, gets it to Pratt's. Shot is no good. Rebound by Farragut. As Guerin's going to drive the distance. Shot no good, but tipped back out to Farragut. Controls it, no good again. Linkenfelter gets it, and then he is forearmed by Atwell. That'll be his first, team's 4th. So non-shooting there. Stopa checks in for William Blount, his first action. Number 32.
Number 32, Stopa.
He gets the ball in the lane. Had a shot, didn't take it though. Kicked it back out to George. 5 minutes to go here in the half. Blount down by 5. They pretty much led the whole first quarter. As Pratt's pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound by Farragut. There's the Outless class. Atwell's going to spot up for a 3 and drain it. So some hot shooting right here by Farragut. By Atwell puts them up by 8. William Blount wants a timeout. We'll take one with them here on Gov Nation Network. Back at Farragut High School. Excuse me, back at Bearden High School, where Farragut leads William Blount 25-17. England has checked in for the Governors. They get the ball inside to George. George shoots it up, a little bit strong. Stopa goes flying in, out of bounds off of him. It will go to Farragut. So Farragut will have the basketball about midway through here, second period, leading 25-17. Atwell gives over to Neal. Neal, who had the hot hand, goes to the lane, lay it up, left-handed off the glass, good. I tell you what, Ryan Neal with 12 points here in period number 2 has given the Farragut Admirals a spark, and they have a 10-point lead. Blount runs a little handoff play there. Try to penetrate in. They can't get it. Instead, England's going to fire up a 3, rims around and out. Not a bad look. Pretty good shot that was on line. Just didn't go down. Neal penetrates way in, kicks it out to Smith. Rattles in and out. Blount dodged a bullet on that one. Here goes England racing to the goal. Leaves it short. Rebound by Farragut. And to the hoop goes Guerin. Wild shot, no good. Rebound by George. Gets it back to England, back to George. George going to drive in, lay it off the glass too hard. Tip back up there by Stopa is good.
Basket, Stopa, Varsity,
Public address announcer butchered his name about like I did. So I just refer to him as Stopa. There was on the back, no call. Guerin gets it, plays it back in. So unfortunate break for Blount right there. As they had an over the back there. But is able to keep alive. And Farragut extends their lead back to 10, 29-19 with 2:40 to go here in the opening. He's fouling him. No call. Instead, they get the outlet runner and lay it up, lay it in by Wallace. Wow, I thought there was a lot of contact initially on George. Now, ultimately, he did get his hand on the ball, but first of all, a lot of contact, I felt like. And going to the baseline right there, Clemmer is going to get fouled. There might have been the makeup, the little hand check by Doug Seals. Actually, he calls a block on Wallace. Zatawi checks in his first action for Farragut, and Cameron George turns it over. Here comes Atwell going to the rack, lay it up and in. Blunt's going to take another timeout as they've fallen down by 12 right here. 14, as it's 33-19. Let's take another one with them. You're watching Gov Nation Network. Tyler, you're coming back. So back at Farragut after the timeout, William Blount's ball as they get into front court. They're down by 14 as George gets his shot blocked, leaves it back up, but draws a foul the second time. He'll go to the line for 2 tosses. So after a first period that looked pretty good for William Blount, Zatawi picked up the foul. They've just been manhandled pretty much by the Admirals, and Ryan Neal has 12 of Farragut's 21 here in the second period. Farragut with 21 points in the second period alone. And Cameron George's shot is short, gets a second toss. So Cameron will get a second toss, as I said. That one's short also. Farragut rebounds it. So after William Blount hit the first 3 free throws, they've missed the last 3. And here goes Neal, the hot hand, and he hits another one. He is feeling it tonight. He's got 15 points all here in the second quarter.
How many of them are threes?
3. 3 threes and 3 twos. And I'm telling you, As George gets it, gets
Nice
a nice bounce
pass.
pack, and England draws the foul on the baseline as Farragut thought he walked. That will be foul number 7, so it should send England to the line for 1+.
Foul on Jake Wallace, his second. Team 7.
Jake Wallace with the foul, his second. Toss is good. Excuse me, Myers, not England. My apology. I kept calling him England. That is Myers that was actually at the line. Second toss is good by Myers as well. So he breaks the drought right there, but Blount down by 15. So Seth Myers gets in the scoring column. As the pass comes to Wallace, it's deflected out of bounds. Wallace wanted a foul.
Yeah. Well,
Only 3 fouls whistled against Blount so far. 51.7 to go here in the half.
On Friday night, they let them play quite a bit.
Tend to do that a lot in the district tournament, it seems like, or postseason, I should just
It
say.
did seem like they got a little tighter in the 4th, though.
As Farragut looking to hold it maybe for 1 shot here. Why not? 15-point lead to the locker room, maybe possibly 17 or 18 if you are able to hold it. 20 seconds to go. And that looks like what they're content to do is Guerin is now William Blount's going to come up and looks like put a little pressure and force them into something here. With 10 seconds to go, Guerin gets it over in the corner and to perfection. Zatawi hits it from the corner. Blount will get one last shot here as George's 3 is no good at the buzzer. And Blount finds herself down 18 at the half. What a second period for the Farragut Admirals. They put up 27 points alone in the second period on 5 triples. 3 of those came from Neal, and as I said, they lead the Governors 39-21. We'll take a short break here on the Gov Nation Network, and we'll be back at the halftime. Back at Bearden High School, where tonight's constellation game is at halftime between Farragut and William Blount. For William Blount, the scoring 7 points for Cam George, 6 points for Tanner Pratt. 2 points each for Seth Myers, Caleb Linkenfelter, and Stopa with 2 points as well for 21 for the Govs. Farragut has been led by Ryan Neal, who came off the bench to score 15. All of those came in the second period for them. Also 5 points each from Atwell and Van Aker, and then 4 points from Guerin. 3 points from Zatawi, 2 each from Pack and Wallace and Mayfield, and a single point for Isaiah Smith. So once again, your halftime score is the Farragut Admirals 39, William Blount 21. Both teams out of the locker room, and we're about set to go here in the second half. As, by the way, Neal is a sophomore that came off the bench there in the 15 points, so future looks bright.
Yeah, I hate to keep bringing up the Bearden game, but there was a critical moment in the Bearden game where their point guard got 3 fouls. I don't remember his name, but then they had a guy off the bench come in and scored like 9 points. Like Muncie, it was Muncie, and you know that's the moment in the game you're thinking, hey, we can make up some ground here, and it just. That guy came in and was like a spark plug.
So second half action set to go here. Blount will get the basketball to start the third period. In need of some points big time, or they are going to be the 4th place team from District 4. That means they will travel to the 1st place team of District 3 on Saturday night. So, of course, that is not to be determined to about 7:30, or well, that'd be later than that. It'd be about 9 o'clock probably, but the game will tip off at 7:30. Of course, Oak Ridge and Clinton in that game. So 7:40 to go here. William Blount, ball's kicked out of bounds by Farragut. George wants to go to the hoop. Can't, gives to Pratt. Pratt's thought about a 3. Pulls up, gives to Gibson. Gibson outside for 3, long, no good, but Clemmer there to get it. Hands it over to George. George's shot is no good. Tipped out of bounds. Touched last by Clemmer. I believe that was going to be William Blount's ball.
Now, I do think that one actually hit that guy.
It did hit it that time? Okay.
Yeah.
When it goes straight up, a lot of times it does. I know I did see one down here on the second or the first half, and I see what you're talking about. I think it's just the vibration of it makes it move, because it clearly did not hit it.
Well, Bearden the other night, I thought they were just pulling it back, like every time we shot.
Be a pretty nice thing to do right there, home field advantage. Tanner Pratt picks up the foul right there.
And a moving goal.
Team first of the second half.
Teams, well, Bearden's usually good enough with having to do that anyway.
Yeah.
It's year in and year out.
Yeah, that doesn't help them in state when they're not here, right?
As speaking of state, of course, Bearden won the state last year, and this Saturday on display at Thompson Bowling Arena, took a couple of players, one for Tennessee, one for Florida.
That's right.
Quez Glover as well as Drew Pember. They were on that state championship team, both are freshmen in the SEC.
I haven't paid any attention, honestly, to Florida. Have you heard anything much about Quez?
He gets some playing time. Yeah, I've seen him. He doesn't start, but he gets on the bench and plays some. His Clemmer makes a nice little one off the glass there. Shot no good right there, and Blount rebounds it. So,
yeah, that game against Auburn the other night with Tennessee.
That bout was a backbreaker, wasn't it? That bout did me in about. I'm not sure if I want to watch anymore.
Yeah.
As Pratt's can't. Wow, Clemmer kind of just got thrown down. No foul. As Farragut can't convert on the other end, though. As here comes, I thought Gibson's going to get a 3 ball. Clemmer's going to get it in. He's going to lay it up and in.
And if you recall, Gibson was out that whole second period.
That's true, with 2 fouls, and that was big. Because that was the period that really hurt William Blount. Blount in the zone here. Now they've come out of the locker room, cut it to 14 on a 4-0 run here in the first couple of minutes. Shot no good, so Farragut, I don't know, Richard, somebody may be pulling that goal back down there for them as they are not on fire this third period like they were the second. As George wants to penetrate in, they're going to call a foul on number 20, Smith. His first, team's first. Pretty good defense. Doug Seals having a little talk, I think, with Isaiah Smith about his
agreement with.
Well, yeah, just his body actions, I think. As George makes the free throw. Doug's a veteran official. He refereed back when I was coaching. I'll say this, he's a fair official, but he will not be shown up by a high school player or coach. 39-27 as Bayfield goes to the line and just leaves it short. So Blount has a chance right here to get it back to single digits with the 3 ball. George is going to go to the rack, shoot one off balance, short, air ball. Probably not the best decision. Rebound by Guerin. Then we've got John Higgins is upset with, and Doug Seals about heard all he wants to hear.
I think he's claiming that Cameron had him a hand check there.
What did they call it? A walk? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
A double dribble, okay.
He did reach in there. Now, whether he touched anything, I couldn't tell, but that's a good play by Cameron at this point.
Yep. As George leaves it short right there. That ball was right on. It's just about a foot short. 6 inches maybe. Smith. As Farragut is yet to score. Now there's the foul called as Guerin goes to the basket. A blocking foul. No doubt about it, but you knew that was coming. As you figured they were going to get a call. And there's another one. And that was a foul as well. As Gibson just picks up his third, team's third of the second half here. So Blount not getting their feet moved quick enough there. Marshall Cooper's going to check back in for Cole Gibson. 4:39 to go in this one, 39-27 your score. Pass comes into Smith, over to Guerin. Shot no good, nice box out. And yeah, I thought he was going to call it the other way right there. I was getting ready to. Van Aker, as Pratt's had the box out, excellent box out. Van Aker held him, tried to get around him. Team second, Van Aker's first. 4:20 to go. Blount once again could knock it down to 10 or even less. As Clemmer gets it, they're going to get an offensive foul, I believe, right here. As they do on Clemmer, as he picks up his first foul, team's fourth. And it looks like maybe Isaiah Smith may be shaken up for the Admirals. He's going to limp off a little bit. Atwell will check in to replace him. So Blount has had a couple opportunities, could have this thing back down to single digits if they would have converted. Farragut yet to score here. 4 minutes in to the second half. Unfortunately, they had an 18-point lead at the half. So they still set on a 12-point lead. And that shot gets sent back out by Pratt. Linkenfelder gets it, gives it over to Clemmer. This time Clemmer on the baseline. Cooper's going to get it, fake it. Blount's passing up the 3 ball. As they'll bring it back out. Goes around the horn, inside to Pratt. Pratt is going to penetrate in, get his man up, no good. Good defense and rebound by Pack. As Atwell gets a shot in there, no good. Then rebound by George, and then we got a foul called. And if this is on Guerin, this is his third. Nope, on 11, Pack, his second. Only the team's third here in the half. So once again, I believe maybe this is the fourth time that William Blount's had a chance to cut it to 10 or single digits.
And they can't make it get in the hoop.
Nope. As George this time is going to turn it over. As he was going to the rim, kicks it back out to Pratt. They weren't on the same page, and it ended up in Coach Wendell's hands.
Well, Stan, we've done our job on defense so far this quarter, and we did our job on offense for about 2 minutes, but since then we haven't.
Yep, and then Guerin gets it on the baseline, the little 3-footer right there, makes that one, and he finally gets Farragut in the score column.
Cameron put up short.
And again, once again, Farragut will rebound it into front court. And remember, Neal had 15 points in the second period. He hadn't even played the third period or the first period. So, and going to the basket, laying it back up. Poor defense on William Blount as Pack was able to do that. Myers and Stopa looked to go check in for William Blount. And all of a sudden, it's back to a 16-point lead and another Blount turnover. So, 2:04 to go. Blount had certainly had their opportunities, but not able to take advantage of it. And so it's really, they've only whittled into 2 points off of this lead in the first 6 minutes. That's Farragut from the elbow. Good. Van Aker. As long as I can remember, Farragut has always had the mid-range shooters. Now, they've hit a lot of 3 balls tonight, but they've always been able to knock down the mid-range shots. And right there was an example.
That's a lost art, I would especially say, in high school these days.
As Guerin gets to the rack and lays it back up, and all of a sudden, Blount is down big time as they are down 20 at this point. So it looks like that William Blount will be going to whoever finishes first place in District 3 on Saturday night. As another miss by William Blount, another rebound for Farragut. And that, my friends, was an adios. As George pulls the rebound, though, 1 minute to go, and tries to make the long pass, but intercepted. It was intended for Myers. And Mayfield intercepts it, drives, lays it off the glass. Good. And it just continues for Farragut.
Yeah, we
22.
We won the first part of this period.
Yeah, we got 6 quick points, and then we kind of just hit a wall offensively. As there's a foul going to the basket. Mayfield's going to pick up that one. It was unlike the Auburn 18-0 run, right, on Saturday. The 6-0 run does not compare. As that right there breaks the 10-0 run for Farragut. As Lincolnfelter with the second toss. Good. So Caleb knocks both of his free tosses down. We'll say that William Blount has shot decent from the line. 9 of 12. 75%. The problem is they shot very poorly from the field after the first period anyway. So Blount down by 20, 49-29. As Farragut will hold it for 1 shot with about 15 to go here in the quarter. Blount in the zone. Why, Farragut's like, why would we be aggressive here? They will get the ball to start the 4th period as well. 3 seconds, though. They're not going to get this last shot off, or at least not a quality one. It's Atwell's shot.
Got it on the rim.
It hit the rim. No good, and the period comes to a close. 3 in the books here at Bearden High School. William Blount down big time, 49-29. Fourth quarter action set to start here at Bearden High School. District 4 AAA. Last night, the girls awarded a championship. The host, Bearden Lady Bulldogs, beat the Maryville Lady Rebels. So Bearden was the regular season champion, and they were the tournament champion. And there's a 3-ball by Mr. Neal. He plays the even quarters.
I've heard his name a couple times tonight.
18 points for him here tonight. Remember, he's just a sophomore, so good things for West Knoxville coming in the future for the Admirals.
Now, I admittedly don't know a whole lot about basketball, but to me, when someone's beating you like that, I just want to have somebody own him really close all the time and deny the ball to him.
Right. It's right there. He penetrates, kicks it back out as Myers hits a 3 for William Blount. And this is an air ball from the corner from Wallace. So Blount here down 20 still. And Myers is going to tee up another 3-ball, miss it, but he's going to run his rebound down, and I think he's going to draw a foul. So good hustle by Seth Myers.
So to continue my thought process on that is if he can't get the ball, he can't shoot it, right?
Exactly.
So, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but that's, from my point of view, it's just deny the ball.
Yeah, that's a good philosophy. Sometimes that's harder said than done.
I can see that, but
and then of course obviously the makeup of the rest of the team too, because you're probably giving up something or leaving people open.
Yeah.
As George gets a 3 to go down, so Cameron George having a pretty decent night.
That's when you just play 6 players, right? You just throw another player out there.
Yeah, certainly. 12 points for Cam as he hits double digits for the night. His second 3-ball. And there's right there just as we've got a foul called, a block on Stopa as Wallace just put his head down and went running. If Stopa falls back, I believe he draws a charge right there. But he kind of gave some ground and picks up the foul. So Jack Wallace will be at the line for 2 tosses. 6:16 to go. Girls, as I said, Bearden 1, Maryville 2. Consolation game, Farragut beat Heritage last night. So Farragut gets the 3 spot, Heritage gets the 4 spot. Richard, that's just the way they ended in the regular season. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that same order. So
Heritage to me doesn't seem like a 4 team. They seem to be better than that.
They do, but I think that just says volumes.
It says a lot about the rest
1, 2, and 3 is what it says.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the region plays
it will.
out.
It certainly will. As I think the only bad thing is Heritage will probably, they'll end up playing the 1.
Right.
But I think that the other 3 teams have a very good chance of advancing.
Right.
Even Farragut with the 3 playing the 2 over there has a good chance to advance. And you never know, Heritage could pull the upset. I have seen it, believe it or not, and it's a shot no good. And
I would think of any team that I've seen over the last couple of years that could pull that off, it'd be Heritage maybe.
But I have seen where one district swept all 4 games, and that so
it wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unlikely, highly unlikely.
Oak Ridge girls are pretty good, and that I would assume is they're up by 6 at the halftime of their game, so that would who's Oak Ridge girls who would Heritage would be playing if Oak Ridge goes on to win that game. As George takes another long 3, although Powell is not bad either. So obviously, if they're only down 6, so and there's a foul on the rebound. I believe this is going to go against Stopa, his second, team's 6th. So probably a big crowd coming in to the championship game. Of course, the home team Bearden, Maryville undefeated really in region or the district play. This long rebound goes back to Farragut. Guerin's going to drive, lay it up short, but then a late blocking call fouled, which it probably was the correct call. I just hate when the whistle comes very late.
Yeah.
just like they see to see if the shot's going in. It's not going in, then they'll call it. Seth Myers picks that up, his first. 2 shots coming for Robbie Guerin. But Maryville did not lose a game in the district. Beat Bearden twice. Both games were very close. Always hear the old basketball saying that it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Right.
Close in talent or close in skill level. Obviously, if one's a lot better than the other, it's probably not that difficult. As Myers catches it and lays it up, can't get it to go down, but he drew the foul. He'll get 2 shots coming.
Now, what I remember is the Maryville and the Bearden girls both have some very talented seniors, senior group in there.
Yeah.
I can't remember the girl from Maryville.
Danae Fritz is a junior.
She's a junior.
Yeah. So Maryville will be okay next year, and it seems like Bearden's always they've got the big 6'3" freshman. That didn't even start this year, but will, and so they both will be teams to reckon with next year as well. As Farragut and Heritage are relatively young too, so as good hustle right there. Pratt gets the rebound, and draws another foul, so he'll get to go to the line for 2. Zatawi picked that one up. Farragut over the limit now. Pratt's at the line for 2. William Blount down 55-35 with 4:54 to go here in this consolation game. Shot no good. Rebound by Farragut. So Blount unable to convert those 2 free throws. Ball is knocked out of bounds. So just after I said William Blount had shot pretty good from the free throw line, 9 of 12, they missed 4 straight. So the old announcer's jinx.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
Be sure and stay tuned on as Neil drives to the basket, and that gives him 20 on the night. The coming weeks, Gov Nation, Richard, the Gov Nation Network's got some baseball coming up, don't we?
Yeah, it's going to be a little different for baseball just because it's so many games.
Yeah.
It's hard to get
every game and
So what we've decided to do is actually we'll have a camera up for all the home games, and you'll hear a little bit of the crowd noise and stuff, but there may not be an announcer.
Yeah.
So, anybody wants to tune in, they can still watch it, watch the game, and it'll look like you're up in the press box because it's going to be one camera that's got that view.
Yep.
So it's really nice. My son plays on JV. I can tune in and watch the varsity game from there, and vice versa. If you're a parent on the varsity team and have a son on the JV, you can do the same. So it ends up working out nicely, even without the announcers.
But we may try to get some announcers some games there.
Right.
Special treats, maybe some games that big rivalry games, district games. You look at the Farraguts and Maryvilles.
But our goal is to at least videotape them. The cool thing about that is when you're videotaping them all. I had a couple parents come to me after the season that said, "Hey, I need some video to send to some coaches that are asking for it," and they didn't have any. So we're able to, download that for them, and they were able to send them off to colleges. So it's always fun to
certainly
help them.
That's what it's always about, promoting the kids.
Right.
You know, and that's what we want to do here on Gov Nation Network. So, William Blount, promoting the William Blount High School. And so excited about that coming up. And so stay tuned. That'll be our spring.
And a small, well, I hope is I can finally get the softball thing set up the same way. But there's only so many hours in the day.
Exactly.
So
as we have checking into the game, for William Blount, number 5. And Seth Myers hit a couple of back-to-back threes while we were talking right there. It was a bright spot for William Blount. There's a foul, and Seth's going to send Seth to the line. 5 is Maiden. I think it may have been somebody that's brought up. I hadn't been here all year for William Blount, so he's checked into the game. Tyler informing me of that. So thank you, Tyler, as he is our beat reporter there inside William Blount High School. He knows about what goes on in the day-to-day operations. 3:09 to go in this one. As I said, probably we might be able to have something Saturday night, but you just have to stay tuned. You know, there's a lot of red tape that we got to get through to get to a region game and so forth if we can be able to, and just a lot of things going on Saturday. So just kind of stay tuned if we are able to get that region game on Saturday night. Our boys, but if not, go support our kids at either Oak Ridge or Clinton. It's not that far a drive.
Yeah, I can say as far as there's some previous engagements that are already scheduled that
makes it difficult.
Yeah,
and then of course, depending on who it is, might not be very cooperative with us. Just as you all probably
not all venues allow you to do it.
Yeah, so. It's not as easy as maybe we think, and you know, as far as, and so there's a lot of behind the scene things that have to be worked out. So, but as I said, you know, it's not like they're driving across state. You know, Oak Ridge or Clinton's a 30-minute drive.
What else are you going to be doing on Saturday?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be cold.
Is it supposed to turn cold again?
It's supposed to be cold.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to get flurries, aren't we, tomorrow or something? 42-60 your score. There's bodies all over the place. 2:12 to go in this one.
Yeah, this is the busy season as far as sports in high school go. You got softball going, you got baseball going. I believe you have boys soccer going.
Tennis starts up. Track and field will be starting up.
Yeah.
So you got about 5 sports. This is Scott Cup's nightmare time, I think.
Yeah.
As being the athletic director, he's probably got an event once they start playing games. And of course, all those teams are practicing now, but once they start playing games, if the weather is cooperative, there's probably an event every day on William Blount's campus.
Yeah, you think of the JVs and varsities of both softball and baseball. The way they work is you've got, if varsity's playing at Bearden, there's a good chance JV's playing at home against Bearden. They'll swap their fields like that. Same thing with softball.
And then, of course, obviously the tennis, and then boys soccer. And then, of course, you throw in the track and field events, which they don't have many meets, but they do usually have 3 or 4 at home. And
And one of the hopes, again, no promises, one of the hopes is to put like a widescreen camera up there in the stadium for the track. It might be hard to see.
Yeah.
But, you know, there might be something available. That's something I'm going to see if we can make happen.
And then we get a timeout right here from Farragut. It's just a 30-second, so we'll leave it right here. Evan Maiden is number 5 for William Blount, is what Tyler has now informed me. So $1:39 to go, so let's set the scene again. William Blount will be traveling Saturday night for a 7 p.m. game at either Oak Ridge or Clinton.
And the odds are it's probably Oak Ridge.
I would think so.
Just based off of seeding as it is right now.
Exactly.
That's what you would think.
Barring a upset by Clinton, and that game should tip in about, 20 minutes or so.
Right.
But barring an upset, Blount will be on the road at Oak Ridge on Saturday night. If Clinton were to upset, though, Blount would have to make the trip on up the road from Oak Ridge a little ways, just to hop, skip, and a jump up to Clinton from there.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Stan. What do you know about Oak Ridge?
Well, usually they're always athletic.
Yeah.
You'd always have athletic. They're very well coached. Aaron Green played at the University of Tennessee, is the coach there.
Yeah.
So, like in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, played at, I think it's Sweetwater High School. Is got about a minute to go here in the game. So, it's just a tough matchup. They perennial win that district.
Right.
Either the regular season or the tournament or both.
Right.
So, a lot of years. So,
you know much about Clinton?
I don't this year. They're up and down. They've had good teams. I do know the coach over there. He's actually the son of a coach that coached there a long time, so it's kind of Locker. So, but they've kind of be up and down. They've had some good, really good teams, and then they've kind of struggled. But it seems like they're back on the rise now because I believe they did finish second in the regular season. So that kind of held through, that tournament over there as well. So I would say, though, it would be more of a favorable matchup for William Blount to play Clinton.
Right. Because the one is probably way stronger than the two.
Yeah.
Or considerably. Which is fun in our region because it's not necessarily the case.
No.
The 1 and 2 can beat each other back and forth, so you really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you really don't tonight. I mean, as I said, both those games earlier were close. Of course, you got to say Bearden always plays tough on their home court, and I'd say Maryville's obviously the favorite, but it would not surprise me if Bearden came out. If Maryville came out and didn't play well, and Bearden won.
Right.
But regardless, Bearden is not as good, obviously, as they were last year, but they're still decent. As Blount is England now in the game. I called him earlier, his number earlier.
No, that's Riley Everett.
Oh, that is Riley Everett. I'm sorry.
You really want Jake out there.
England's in the game too. Yeah, that's Riley Everett. You're right. That number 24 that gets the charge called on him right there with 2.9. The freshman, Riley Everett.
England paid you a couple extra dollars to get his name out there.
England is on the ball right now as it's being ready to be thrown in, number 21. I've not done a game in a while, so it's been a couple of weeks.
I know. We're just.
And this game comes to a close. William Blount loses the consolation game. Congratulations to Farragut, 60-44. The William Blount season is not over yet, as they will play on Saturday evening. So I'll take a short break, and I'll come back here and just kind of wrap that up for the District 4 AAA tournament. Back at Bearden High School, and consolation game is coming to a close. William Blount loses 60-44. Tuesday, Saturday night, both teams will be on the road. Clinton and Oak Ridge, the venues. Just look in your local paper. Watch our Facebook page at Gov Nation Network. We'll get that up, and good luck. If we don't make it over, good luck to the Governors Saturday night at wherever they're gone. And if we don't make it over, I want to thank all of you for tuning in all season long right here. If they were to win Saturday night, maybe we could work something out where we'll be somewhere else the following week. But we'll just have to see, play it day by day as we go there. Certainly tune in for some spring sports, definitely some baseball going this spring for William Blount High School. So hope you can do that. So for Tyler Graves and Richard Turner, thanks again for tuning in tonight, and so long. Until next time.